Yeah, no, I don't think I've responded to a angry comment in a while. We actually haven't gotten too many of them over the years on beef, but that's mostly because the videos don't really hit the algorithm.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think is going to be, like, I anticipate it's going to be tough to keep you as the co-host on the show forever, just because if people aren't aware, you're also on Beef Boys, which means you've already got the better part of 2 hours chatting about, internet news,
this has been
topics,
pretty different,
pop culture,
honestly. We get up to internet topics occasionally, like if there's a really big one, but 9 times out of 10 we will have a list of talking points that we've come up with and immediately not just we'll just ignore all of them and just bullshit around for a fucking hour and a half.
Do you guys do shorts?
I've been trying to, but I hate doing them so much that I keep not. I should probably incorporate that into my shit to do while I'm at the dispensary, because that's probably the easiest way to do that. But I hate doing them, but I have been trying to and putting them up on the Instagram reels. We're a little behind on the YouTube shorts, though.
I'm going to start this week. I've got 5 cut up through Riverside that I think are relatively decent. And
hell yeah.
I'm going to start doing them on everything. I'm getting to the point where it's like, either do it or don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like either do it or don't. It's like I've got this I've got such a fear of seeming not cool. I've got such a fear of, like, I want to be a YouTuber, but I don't want people seeing me try to be a YouTuber.
Yeah,
I just want to be a YouTuber.
I mean, I talked about that with the Twitch shit. Is like I like streaming, but I don't want to do all of the like and all the shit because it's like, but then it looks like I'm trying, and then people
I don't want to look
think
like
I
I'm
want
trying,
money.
but it's like
I don't want people to think I'm fucking stupid.
The way that I've been trying to internalize it has been like, if you don't do it, then you're not actually trying to do it, and then anybody and everybody can be upset with you for not doing it because, like, you didn't really try, Whereas how upset can you be at somebody who's like, if you met a small YouTuber, somebody who's got like 200 subs, and you look at their videos, you're like, yeah, these are okay. I mean, keep at it, you'll grow. Same thing you tell everybody. Yeah. But then you see they are posting on their Instagram every day. They are posting on TikTok every day. They are making community posts. They do have a highlights channel. They are reaching out to other streamers to collaborate, try to play new games and everything with. They're doing all of that.
Yeah.
That's a very different sort of, hey, do you think I'll make it? It's like, I don't even want to be like, listen, everything's up in the air for everybody. It's like, you're doing all the right shit. You're doing all the right shit.
I mean, there is, it's one of those things where it's like, because we also talked about this with the small YouTubers thing, where they have this, Mr. Beast told me these are the ways to make your video pop, and this is the only way to do it. And it's like, to a degree, there is a path to walk. Like you said, like you're putting the time in with the shorts. You're putting the time, like you're doing the right stuff. The thing is, that doesn't always mean it's going to work. It just means you're doing the right thing. There is still just a massive element of luck, and do you have a personality that people want to listen to? Yeah. Which is one of those things where, I mean, beef is not big by any means, but I think if you... Going from podcast statistics, and this is mostly just because there's about a bajillion podcasts done by 2 people in a basement that their mom listens to.
I love that podcast.
Yeah, it's my favorite podcast. But we're in a decent percentile of getting average amounts of listeners. Even that every week I'm like, are people really wanting to listen to my dumbass speak? Like, what the? Am I wasting my time here?
You have to remind. Here's the thing. What ends up happening is, people say comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Yeah.
That's only if you compare yourself to people that are good, and by your own metrics, that's almost nobody. What you need to do is equally compare yourself to the average person doing it. And it's a survivorship bias. You don't see the hundreds of thousands of podcasts that suck gorilla dick because they're not posting clips that end up in front of you. But they're there. That is your actual competition. That is who you should be taking a look at. And even the people who get big, it's like, can you honestly take a look at the clips of like Pokimane, pirate software or whomever that end up with these shorts that get 10s and 20 million views and really say that they're 10,000, 100,000 times better than something that you've said and made a short out of? No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. They've just made 10,000 shorts. And so they
Yeah.
had the chance at that one doing the numbers that it did and putting those people in the positions that they are. You just got to do the same, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thing really, it's the same with pretty much all business. But like, as soon as you have the money to be able to automate certain things, then you're kind of in a really good zone for growth, just because you don't have to both create the content and then do the post-production on a bunch of different forms of that content.
It's hard to have the energy to do both of those at 100%. You give 100% of yourself to scripting, writing, editing, and trying to being funny on camera. It's very difficult to then also have 100% to listen to that back and then really chop it up with an enthusiasm that results in a good final project, right?
Bro,
much easier to have 2 guys for that. 3 guys even. Cute ones.
4 big ones.
4
big guys, and they busted my eyes. I hate editing back the podcast. That's why James does it now.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to do it automated.
I cannot handle listening to myself over again. I'm like, bro, I already had this conversation. I don't want to listen to it again.
I do really like being able to read through it. For anybody who's unaware, here on YouTube, hi, welcome back, by the way.
Hello.
We've been recording these last couple episodes. I fucked up the last one, but we've been recording this episode with an online video calling software called Riverside that's specifically designed for podcasts. And so the reason that you're seeing it automatically click between my face and Andrew's face and both of our faces, I'm not doing that. That used to spend 3 hours doing that by hand. But this piece of software does it automatically based on who's talking or like the motion that it sees on the screen or whatever. And that already saves me 3 hours of randomly chopping up stuff. It takes out the random pauses. I leave in a lot of the ums and the ahs just because I feel like it makes it really stupid to listen to. If I try to make it cut out the ums and ahs, it doesn't do a good job.
Yeah, if you edit it like a fucking commentary YouTuber video where there's not a single breath or in there and just like...
It ends up sounding like nonsense. Especially we do so much of that where we'll purposely throw out gibberish.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes we'll do an impression that's got a lot of ums and ahs, and it'll just ruin it, you know.
Yeah,
so I don't do that. But one of the biggest things is the transcribed editing. Rather than looking at the timeline of just an audio file and having to go, here's where the words are, and then having to listen to it to be like, oh yeah, this is where we talked about this, this, and this. It transcribes everything into a block of text. So I can just read through everything we talked about, don't need to listen to my own fucking voice while I'm doing it, and use that to chop up. This is episode 1 of actually using it, but by the fact that we're on episode 3 and I haven't put a gun in my mouth, it's at least taken a little bit of that effort out of it, right? Andrew raised their hand, open queue.
Hello, I have a question.
That's for like when you're doing like a... you know, you have an audience or whatever. Andrew,
got a massive... Yes.
We need to get a job at JP Morgan.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We need to get a job at JP Morgan.
I kept seeing that one picture of the lady pop up a couple of times, and I was like, what the fuck is the JP Morgan shit? But I did not have enough curiosity to dive into it. And then I saw a meme about dudes being like, I have to work at JP Morgan, and then I've had little sprinklings of context, so
we'll get into it.
Let's dive into it.
So basically what's happened is I'm sharing the wrong fucking tab is what happened. This one. So this is, and this is going to be confusing for you, this is an individual by the name of Lorna Hajdini. Which I know might sound like an Indian last name. It is actually apparently Estonian. This is a white woman from Europe. She is a senior executive at JP Morgan Chase. This is a big investment firm and what have you. And she has been accused of sexually assaulting and abusing a junior executive at her firm. Basically somebody who works under her. She has been accused of forcing him to work under her in a slightly... different
capacity.
Sense. Am
I right? Bit of a
right?
Jan Levinson character.
Exactly.
That's a little bit of an Office reference for my Office heads out there.
even worse, because like it seems as though you would not believe the parallels between the person who's being accused, or between the John Doe here and Michael Scott. It's crazy, right? So they have got an individual who accused her of sexual misconduct, identified as John Doe. This is an older piece. This went on to be motherfucker. Wait, I'm just gonna stay silent for 1 second while I pull up the notes I had on this.
Oh, good. I'll join you in the silence.
This. Here we go. Okay, so this is Lorna Hajdini. Despite her last name, this is actually a white woman who works at J.P. Morgan Chase as a senior executive. This is a financial institute, a big banking, finance, New York, Wall Street sort of thing. She has been accused by somebody who originally accused her with a anonymous filing, which is why this particular article identifies him as John Doe. We later learned that this is an individual by the name of... I'm going to fucking kill myself. This is a former employee at JP Morgan Chase by the name of Chirayu Rana, who I do have a picture of. I guess I'll just kill myself. Here are the dudes we're talking about. So this is Lorna. This is Chirayu Rana, this dude on the left who is a Pakistani descendant immigrant. And
a man
Lorna,
primed for molestation.
and Lorna Hajdini, JP Morgan Chase executive. Now, the information around this is fucking nuts, by the way. I'm sure you're thinking... Boys, are we really just getting upset that a guy got his balls tickled by some white woman? Why are we even mentioning the races of these people? This entire story seems absolutely ridiculous. You have no fucking idea.
Initial assumption just from that is just he's lying.
So, this initial story started going viral on Twitter primarily because of the details that were in the lawsuit that were filed by Mr. Chiranya. How do you say his name? By Mr. Chirayu. By Mr. Chirayu Rana.
Pokemon.
Exactly. So, the publication stated that she, referring to Lorna here, she allegedly used her senior position within the bank's leveraged finances division to pressure a married male colleague, this is Mr. Chirayu, into what court filings described as non-consensual and humiliating sex acts. The accuser has only been identified as John Doe. Again, this was the day of announcement, so they didn't have his name here. The Doe claims that the abuse escalated in 2024 after Hajdini, which again, don't get confused by the fact that her last name sounds Indian. Hajdini is the white woman.
She's Estonian.
Hajdini joined his team as a senior role in April of that year. And these are some of the highlights of what Mr. Chirayu claims she did amongst her seniorship as his primary supervisor in this role, basically.
Let's go.
Right? Hajdini allegedly invited Doe, again, Chirayu, out for drinks. When he declined, the lawsuit claims that she responded, "If you don't fuck me soon, I am going to ruin you." Other highlights that are from these quotes include, "Never forget, I fucking own you. Do you want to get promoted at this year or not? Do you want a future at JP Morgan? It's that simple. I don't know why you're fighting this." In a later situation, Doe alleges that Hajdini later forcibly removed his pants and performed oral sex on him against his will. The complaint
okay, buddy.
The complaint states that Doe began crying during this alleged encounter and was verbally abused afterwards. Andrew, hold it back a little bit, because the audience doesn't know that this is all fake yet. We haven't given them that reveal. They think we're just losing our...
How is anybody supposed to believe that you, against your will, just had somebody much smaller than you take off your pants and suck you while you weep in the corner?
Stop fucking crying. You think anyone would believe you? You're a fucking douchebag who thinks he's hot shit. But you can't even get your dick hard for me? What the fuck is this? The lawsuit alleges Hajdini said. Doe claims he was then forced to perform oral sex on Hajdini out of embarrassment and humiliation. In another alleged encounter, details in the filing, Doe claims he pleaded, "I'm very uncomfortable. Please, Lorna, please, I'm begging you." It goes on to have a number of random things. Oh, did you play basketball in college? I love basketball players. They get me so wet. Nice. Along with a lot of racially driven sexual talk.
No.
Some of the highlights include her further trying to proposition Chirayu for oral sex by saying things along the lines of birthday blowjob for the brown boy, my little brown boy. Quote, "You're gonna need to earn it, my little Arab brown toy," she allegedly told him. And the one quote from this that I've skipped over because it is the one that has been most memed from this is from the earlier line of quotes in which she states, sorry, it's up here. The lawsuit further alleges, she added, "I bet your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons." Which fish head is it is a racist, like,
holy
thing to say, but it's just so never used. It's so rarely used of an insult. It's like calling somebody a racial slur that people primarily used in the 50s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got this for you. How you feel about this one, Andrew? How you feel about this one?
Fishhead is an offensive, derogatory ethnic slur used to target people from Southeast Asia.
And I took that personally.
Bro, she really is Estonian. That's the kind of slur that only like Eastern European white people know.
It's a slur that you can only really use if you're relatively well aware. You know? What do you think about this?
That's a good one. I like the in the comments the feature of Ms. Noam's husband with his giant balloon cannons.
Now, this entire story can be a little bit difficult to follow, Andrew, right?
Right.
Have you ever watched Love Island? It's basically impossible to pay attention to understand any of what's going on in that show. And so I found this tweet in which an individual did our very favorite thing, which was take Fruit Love Island, but use it to try to showcase the story of this JP Morgan sex scandal.
Oh.
So hopefully this will nicely tie together all the details we've covered, eh?
Yeah.
Your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons.
Can you hear this?
Oh boy, can I.
You're gonna need to earn it, my little Arab boy toy.
Stop fucking crying.
Is this not the best depiction of Chirayu? Look at him. Innocent me and my innocent boy life being absolutely maliciously manipulated by the goth e-girls trying to force me to shower.
I like that he's in front of the bowl of Wall Street as well.
It's
a lot of symbolism in that shot.
This took place in New York. The candid pictures of Chirayu that started to go viral because people tied his name to the lawsuit because he was John Doe up until this point are all pictures of him in suits working for a different company walking through the streets of New York. So
Gotcha.
This is appropriate settings for this.
You?
Don't make me do this.
She won't stop with the blowjob.
Some men die of thirst, while others drown.
Never forget. I fucking own you.
He's saying she keeps giving him blowjobs. Good for him. No, sir. This is a complaint.
Be a good boy. Mommy needs her juice.
You won't stop with the blowjob.
You would think this says not based on a true story. This says based on actual allegations. This AI fruit slop is going, no, this is based on a real story.
This is real. I am gonna need some top from that Apple lady, though.
Don't we all? Don't we all,
need
buddy?
it.
So this story has gone on to go gigaviral. As a result of this, obviously I'm just gonna go through my bookmarks. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go through my bookmarks. Let me see if I can find all the ones that make me go crazy. So here is obviously people are doing the classic South Park bit of, sir, a child was molested by his hot female English teacher, and they were like, he's in the hospital right now, and they're like, oh my god, what the fuck happened to the kid? What did she do? And they go, oh, nothing. He has a broken wrist from having to give high fives to every fucking kid in his school after they heard about it, right? Nobody takes men being sexually harassed seriously for some reason. Believe it or not. Here's a JP Morgan, we're hiring me. JP Morgan, we're sorry to inform you, will not be moving forward with your application. Me.
Dude, the fucking Kyle Rittenhouse choking, sobbing meme always gets me.
Claude, land me a job at JP Morgan as a junior analyst on the leverage finance team this summer. Make no mistakes, you hear me? Make no mistakes.
This is just a short time ago.
This is your story, but you've got to want it.
So the reason that, now listen, me and Andrew here, I don't know if we've completely decided on this, but
that's who he looks like. So, I'm sorry, I've been trying to figure out who he looks like for so long.
And it's Tung Sahur. Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that. Do you know the like? It's from Star Wars. It's from the Revenge of the Sith. It's the guy that he's like the leader of the people on Utapau. He's that place that Obi-Wan goes to. It's the giant hole in the ground.
Leader of Utapau.
It's I think it's P-A-U at the end. U-T-A-P-A-U. The only reason I know this so well is because I played a shit ton of Battlefront 2 back in the day.
Oh, wait a second. I see it. Hold on. Give me just a second, chat, and I'll show you. To our audio listeners, go fuck yourself, I guess. This guy.
Get fucked.
This guy, Tion Medon. He's got a very long face.
Yeah, it's the long face that was really doing it for me. He's showing a little more teeth than our boy, Mr. Doe, who's, I can't remember his name already.
Chirayu.
Chirayu, right. So,
believe it or not, some of you guys might be wondering, guys, aren't you kind of taking the piss a little bit? How can you laugh about this? And that's fair, because, you know, as we've tried to go through all of the iterations that we can do with what kind of podcast we have, I think there's only one real answer, Andrew, and that is that we are in a prime position to become the Joe Rogan of the left. That's what everybody's been asking for. They're like, we need a Joe Rogan of the left. We need a voice for young men to be able to follow that isn't this hyper masculinity, alpha male, you know, what's it called? The manosphere. We need something that is more emotionally aware of their own shortcomings. We need a Joe Rogan of the left, and that's us. And I'm sure some of you guys are wondering,
probably correct.
How in God's name are you guys going to be the Joe Rogan of the left when in episode 3 you're dunking on a man who is very clearly sexually taken advantage of? A married man, gentlemen. A married Pakistani man just trying his best to make his way through financial New York straits and become the next Wolf of Wall Street has been taken advantage of by some malicious white woman racially... This is all bullshit. This is all bullshit. That is why.
As the Joe Rogans of the left, we believe in support women.
We might have taken it a little bit too far if you didn't know the situation, but bombshell sex harassment suit against Lorna Hajdini, JP Morgan, branded complete fabrication as the John Doe is unmasked.
No fucking way.
So while we didn't have an idea as to who this individual was, obviously this story was crazy enough on its own merits and details that everybody started running with it on Twitter. But as it was revealed that the person who was filing these allegations against Miss Lorna was an ex-employee who was trying to use this lawsuit in an effort to acquire some hush money or better leverage himself for the next company that he could move into, it became very clear that this was all just a facade and a falsification that was designed in effort to try to get this guy to make more and more, to try to make money out of it, right? It is worse than just alleging that this is just bad, right? It's worse than bad because, as I will show this next tab here, breaking. Chirayu Rana was caught rehearsing his fake sexual abuse claims on a legal chatbot 10 months before going public. So when you're working in firms that when you're working in a place that requires strong legal backing, like stock exchanges and finances, they'll have their own legal chatbots that are basically loaded with all the information about their firms and about their competition. And you'll be able to talk to this chatbot and they'll act like a lawyer for that business, right? And what this guy did is he basically went into this chatbot and asked on Ask a Lawyer, I was raped, sexually abused, harassed, and forced to do drugs by my former boss at Morgan Stanley. I was then. Hi, I'm here to assist you. Can you share a little bit about the legal issue you're facing? I was raped.
Spelled it wrong again.
Sexually assaulted, harassed, forced to do drugs by my former boss at Morgan Stanley. I was then retaliated against. Now, according to this title, the only thing he did was change the company's name and flipped the abuser's gender. So he made this seem as if he was a woman who was sexually abused, drugged, harassed by a male boss at a different company, hoping that this would be enough.
He didn't even try to go like with a really obscure one. It still has Morgan in it.
He went with something not even that different.
This guy's
I'm truly sorry to hear about your experience, says this AI lawyer chatbot. It's important to address the situation. Could you let me know if you've already reported this to HR at Morgan Stanley? HR conducted a quote-unquote investigation, but they ultimately made me sign a separation agreement. Thank you for sharing that. Did the separation agreement, blah, blah. I was forced to sign under duress. Ample evidence. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just a bunch of information.
And by
Hello,
ample,
I'm an attorney
he means
with
none.
Sorry?
Oh, I was just saying, and by ample, he means none, because I'm assuming he had literally zero evidence to back any of his claims up.
He's probably just trying to bypass the AI chat going, well, if you don't have evidence, you can go fuck yourself, you know? Have you reported this to the police? No, I haven't. He threatened me with living in blank. It made me really scared. Working in blank. Detroit. It's a small world there. Oh, I think this is Pakistan. I think he's giving another...
Oh.
He threatened me while I was living in another country, probably redacted. I was working on blank. It's a small world there. Sounds difficult. Yes, I signed and felt scared. So he already LARPed through this entire situation with an AI chatbot in an effort to try to get some information out of it that a lawyer might give him an airtight case with. He's asking very specific questions like, I feel stuck because I signed a waiver. What if he breached the NDA, told my new employer about what happened? All of the information that he's given is working on the basis of him having provable effort, him having evidence that they did have some sort of relationship. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time putting this in words. He's speaking to this chatbot and assuming that what he's speaking with the chatbot is to better his case in real life, right? Because these are all allegations. It sounds like he did actually have some sort of relationship with his boss in this situation. Maybe they got drinks and something inappropriate happened, like they kissed, and he thinks if he can leave out enough details, he can make it seem worse than it is. Maybe she did proposition him for sex, but nothing happened, and now he feels regretful that he didn't take advantage of the situation to make the most money out of it. Maybe they did sleep together. Realistically, from what I've read online, is that while this woman, Lorna... I'm already forgetting her name, but while Lorna was moved from one project to his division, she was evidently not in the same they weren't on the same team. So while she was a superior, like a higher ranking partner at this firm or whatever, she wasn't in charge of him. She was in charge of like financials or something. He worked in a completely different situation.
Sick.
So why is he picking her specifically is my point. What is going on here?
This guy just doesn't seem like the brightest, if I'm going to be honest.
Now, all of this is fictitious, right? There is there is something on Twitter that was not in the official statements that I managed to parse out of reading through quotes, but it's important to bring it up, otherwise we're going to miss out on some memes, Andrew, even though this wasn't real.
Well, we got to do it.
One of the quotes alongside, bet your fish head wife had these cannons sort of thing was not apparently, this is, to the best of my knowledge, complete fabrication, but was repeated as rhetoric on Twitter for the memes, was during the forced instances of oral sex, while she was forcing herself onto blowing this man, she reportedly, again, not reportedly, this is complete bullshit. It's so hard to say this. People on Twitter were memeing that she allegedly, not real at all, said, "Hey, at least your balls don't taste like curry." I tried to find that quote in any of the documents, and evidently from my research, this has been completely fabricated as a satire on Twitter.
A misattribution.
Nevertheless, we would be missing out if I wasn't able to share this one. He had curry balls, she had big cannons. Can I make it any more obvious? Hold on. He had a curry balls, she had big cannons. Can I make it any more obvious? There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit the meter of the song, I'll be honest, but
it's not great.
I get we get the gist.
So the crazy thing,
spirit.
The crazy thing, right, is now knowing that this isn't real, now knowing that this was a complete fabrication, we can now laugh about the fact that this was Mr. Chirayu's doing. Everything that was in the official court documents, from crying during a blowjob to my little era brown boy to bet you wish your fish head wife had these cannons, every one of those is a direct quote from Mr. Chirayu. Put best by this tweet here, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to skip over the N-word. This brother created a new slur for Asian people, and he soft-launched it on his fucking wife. Might be the wildest thing that happened this year so far. Bro really decided to call his wife a fish head with no cannons.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Out of pure malice to secure no bag.
To zero money for absolutely nothing. He just slurred on his wife for nothing. No gain whatsoever. What was I going to say? It was something about him. Man, I wish I didn't have such goldfish memory these days.
Take your time, homie. It's a podcast. People listen to us for no fucking reason.
That's very true. Oh, yeah. So I said earlier it's a fanfic, and I mean it kind of is, but it's like in reading the fanfics you've read a little bit with us, there's moments in them where the writer will write something, and it'll just give you a little peek into their psyche. Where every once in a while they'll write something where it's like, I don't know, it's like. And he was so angry, like when your cousin steals the last cookie at your family reunion dinner party. And you're just kind of like, that was real.
Yeah.
We just got a glimpse into this kid's life, and he is not over the fact that his cousin stole the last cookie. And I feel like you can see that in his writing as well, with, the dumping on his wife for having small tits, crying while being forced to get a blowjob. I feel like it's just a nice little peek into this guy's desires.
It's this. For anybody who is watching at home, it is very much this meme. The writer's barely disguised fetish.
Yes, exactly.
It is very much this. Here's one of my favorite variants of this, if I can fucking find it, is this variant that's, okay, the author isn't even trying to hide it this time. That's what it is always. Anytime you're like, hey, why is this weirdly sexually tense thing in this fanfic, movie, whatever, you know? Why does 2 Chainz rap about a Bentley truck so frequently despite it not existing? It's because they want it to. It's because it's personal to them. It's because it's personal to them.
It's
real
real to 2 Chainz.
Have they made a Bentley truck yet?
I actually don't know.
Here is a tweet that seems to summarize the falsification details of it nicely so that we can put a nice bow on the story. John Doe is Chirayu Rana, 35, now a principal at Briegel Sagemount. He left JP Morgan and went straight into private equity. The whole threaten his bonus premise collapsed. Hajdini reported to a completely different managing director than Rana. She had no say over his compensation whatsoever. JP Morgan pulled phone records, reviewed emails, interviewed the full team, and found nothing. Rana even refused to participate in his own investigation. Again, it's confusing because Chirayu Rana has kind of a girly last name in Rana, and fucking Lorna Hajdini has such a Pakistani-sounding last name.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep track of who's who.
I can't keep track of who's damn who.
Thank God they're not both trans, and we can rely on the pronouns to direct us a little bit.
We'd be lost as hell.
It'd be a who's on first.
Yeah, no, it'd be terrible.
Bro, Andrew. Okay, I really need to pull on your ability to improv here. We need to do a woke 20th century who's on first. Andrew, you said they's on first?
No, that's them.
Them's on first?
Yes. No, them. They're on
Andrew,
first.
Who's on first?
They're on first.
There's 2 people on first?
Well, he's on second.
She's
on third.
But you said they's on first. Isn't that he and him?
No, that's just him.
Him's on first, but you said he's on second.
No, they're on second.
They got 2 runners on second?
Well, yes, actually.
We would win a fucking Grammy for this if we were on fucking Joe Rogan. We would get a fucking Grammy for this if anybody watched this show, Andrew.
Into the Grammy section.
We would do it. We're the Joe Rogan of the left, goddammit. This is what you get. You get woke who's on first.
What? Actually, I don't even want to put that into existence. I was going to ask if there was some kind of award for podcasting, and I was immediately like, Jesus Christ. I think if you won an award for podcasting, you'd have to end it.
The Golden Shore.
Yeah, the Golden Shore.
The Golden Shore. That would go crazy. A colleague described Rana as socially awkward, but someone who met the requirements to stay at the bank. Basically, they're saying Rana doesn't even seem like the alpha boss type. She barely does enough work to even maintain her own position, let alone threaten...
Rana's the guy.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my God, I'm losing it. They're saying that Rana wasn't even in a position to be looking for a promotion. He wasn't even in a position where he would need to worry about his job. They were saying he was socially awkward but did just enough work to not be fired. Before any lawsuit, he tried to negotiate a payout in the millions to leave the bank quietly. They didn't bite. He filed court filings, and then his lawyers retracted it for corrections, quote-unquote corrections, and then deleted it. But the Daily Mail already ran the whole thing, and the rest of Twitter did its thing. So he tried to get paid, didn't end up getting paid, and then filed a now retracted complaint against somebody who couldn't even touch his bonus, let alone do anything to dismantle his future at the company. Feel terrible for her and her family. What a wild 2 days it had been until this was completely dismantled, huh?
That's insane. That's like...
Here's
like
the thing.
Janitor. You don't even have janitors of a GameStop, but like that's like if they had a janitor at a GameStop suing the district manager of the area for sexual assault.
The main
it's like, bro,
thing,
you guys don't even see each other.
First of all, being the Joe Rogan of the left, we're not going to gloss over the fact that if the roles were completely swapped here, if the genders were reversed here, not only would that be hot, but imagine people would take it slightly more seriously, right? If a female was accusing a male supervisor, sure, maybe this is getting a disproportionate amount of criticism, parody, memes, and attention because of the roles here. But that doesn't take away from how ridiculous this fucking fan fiction is.
Yeah, there was just too many details that were just like, come on, man, you jumped the shark on that one.
Andrew, she's a 10, but she's got a fish head with no cannons.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the fish head with no cannons kind of cancels out the 10.
I'm going to be honest, right? I don't even think that's the worst part. Because this guy, and again, we now know that this was a complete fabrication, which means this dude, with the help of AI lawyer chatbots, came up with the idea to go to court and claim that this dude started crying and couldn't get it up when she tried to suck his dick. Not only that, but referred to him as a little Arab brown boy who deserves a blowjob for his birthday, and was then subsequently ridiculed and demeaned. I'm getting wet just thinking about this because he couldn't get his dick up. This was all
hit
him.
with a sweet BBBBJ.
This isn't a thing that happened. This isn't
BBJ.
something you need to feel bad for. This is a thing this guy came up with, married to a woman, decided to write onto paper, and then what? Submit it to all of our own? Post it onto Tumblr? Write it on his Fur Affinity account? No, he took it to the fucking high courts. He had lawyers look over this.
He took
This
it
was
to
put
the
into
highest
legal
courts in the land.
drafts. This got
love-
posted by the New York Post.
Just him in the corner of his house writing on a little notepad. Just, honey, what are you doing?
This guy's
Nothing.
desire
He's
to
writing his greatest fanfic yet.
the humiliation aspect that he was clearly going for with this white supremacy race play fan fiction.
I mean, listen, you got to give him credit. He went for it. He was like, listen, I know what I look like. We're throwing the race card in, and I'm gonna say I cried. People are obviously gonna feel bad for me and not laugh at me.
Fact that this guy would go on to work in private equity. Like, Andrew, do you think companies are so out of touch that they would do this? Hire this guy after such a story is ran? I mean, evidently he tried to file this information 10 months, or ran this through a legal bot 10 months ago. So he's been planning this for the better part of a year. Since then, at what point did he leave the company? He left JP Morgan and went straight to working in private equity. It doesn't say when. But that company must have Googled him. That company must have Googled him and found this story. How good of a finance lawyer, whatever the fuck, do you have to be for them to overlook this? If I Googled Andrew Beef and I got furry inflation porn as my first fucking result Googling you, I'd give you a
first thing
promotion.
is tough.
But if I worked as a fucking, like, this is insane.
Yeah, also, man, spending... I mean, and he put in the stuff in the chat bot 10 months ago. So you have to assume he was coming up with the details for a time before that.
Fan fiction takes time to write, Andrew.
To spend a probably full year on a fan fiction that immediately fails and just makes you a public laughingstock that's a hilarious failure rate. Like,
So
that's an impressive way to fumble the bag. Not that he had one to begin with.
There is a chance he is just that stupid. There is a chance that he
easily.
was naive enough to think that this had no merit. But just trying to think of this logically, in the realm of feasibility and reality, my gut says something must have happened between him and Miss Lorna. Something to have sparked his desire to try to drag her name through the mud. I feel like, am I being too not woke? Am I not believing the victim in the situation? It is possible he's just that ludicrous and just picked a random name out of a hat. Maybe he heard stories about her doing something and was like, oh, she'd be the perfect person whose personality falls into something like this. Yeah. But, like, in the world of realism, I imagine if he wanted to have any real chance of anybody taking this story with a level of credibility, he would have to present a drunken picture of them hugging, or a dinner party that they were at, or
really
they stayed
the
overnight
fact
in
that
a
he-
hotel and shared the pool, or something, right?
Yeah, you gotta have some. The fact that he had no
It sounds
evidence
like nothing.
Absolutely nothing leads me to believe that he's just dumb. I think he might just be dumb. Not the
Now-
brightest fella.
There is a No, that doesn't matter. Next story, Andrew. You got any closing thoughts?
No, that was a good romp. I liked that. That was fun.
That was not bad, right?
That's a good little character right there. What a funny dude.
I've got a few memes that are around this story, but not necessarily full-on great jokes. Here's a picture of him that they took after they got word of the name of Jane Doe. So once they learned what his name is, people started pulling up his LinkedIn and trying to find him. Here's a picture of him just in New York, right?
Nice.
This is captioned, not gonna lie, he's looking fresh. The quote tweet is, I'm gonna be honest, I need to see his wife.
Yeah.
I need to see what the wife looks like for him to decide to go about it like this.
I do need to know. Oh yeah, Rip Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. We're gonna do that next. New slur for Asian people. There was one that basically said what you said. That was, this motherfucker really got the entire world to read his white supremacy fan fiction. I guess I'm just not gonna find it, and it's over. It's over for all of us. Oh, can't wait for the J.P. Morgan movie. And it's Sydney Sweeney and Aziz Ansari. Aziz Ansari was recently on an episode of Saturday Night Live just yesterday playing Cash Patel, which I think is incredible casting, but I think also speaks to the fact that the SNL cast now has no members that aren't white except for Keenan. So if they need anybody who is not a white person, they have to outsource.
You got to outsource to India.
No pun intended. They got to outsource the
America.
cast. What do you think it's like being somebody like Aziz Ansari, who's got mainstream, like A-list Hollywood fame, doing a feature on SNL? You think that's still like do you think you're kicking them a favor? Or do you think it's part of the culture? Like, listen, if you're a comedian, you show up on SNL now again when they ask you for it. You think he's stepping up, or you think he's stepping down? Because SNL is very much looked as like a springboard. It's something that you do to try to get your chops and your feet wet.
I feel like he's been in the industry long
handle.
enough that I don't know if it's necessarily a step down. It's kind of just a step.
It's one bit.
I think it's just a step for him. He probably made a little chunk of change off of it. I would assume. I wouldn't think they just make people show up for free on their own dime.
Next story. Andrew, are you familiar with Brian Johnson?
Yes. That's the fucking lizard guy trying to keep himself alive forever, right?
Brian Johnson, if you guys have not taken the time to watch Ordinary Things video, diving into the absolute crazy things that this dude does in an effort to try to become younger, right? Headlines include transfusing his own blood with his son's blood, thinking that younger people's blood is healthier for you, as well as, for some reason, recording the strength of his son's erections at night and comparing them to his own.
What? I didn't hear that.
In an effort to compare the virality of him. Most recently, what's happened is this tweet. Don't hit stop sharing, Samet. Hit share this screen.
I like that his header is nice and to the point.
Just gave Kate oral sex. Good night, everyone.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's a little crazy. That's not even the craziest tweet. He follows it up just a few minutes later with, this is her vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas.
You got top shelf pussy?
Her sample is dominated by the single most protective bacterial species a vagina can host. Only about 25 to 30% of reproductive age women globally are L. crispatus dominant, and dominant usually means above 50%. Kate is at 98.7%. She has a 100 out of 100 pussy microbiome, Andrew.
Yo.
What an insane thing to tweet.
Yeah. I hate that it's only insane people that get money. Why does this guy get to waste all of his time talking about pussy biomes and his son's erections? And
you know why? Because he tweets stuff like this.
Don't get dental.
Because he tweets stuff like this, where he's in a 1800s, what is this called? A nighttime pajama setup.
Yeah, he just needs his little candle now.
Looks like he should have a candle holder. He is instead holding a full-sized iPad, captioned, and my girl got that 1%. This is crazy. You would think that somebody who is doing something like transfusing his own blood with his son's blood in an effort to stay younger would be doing shit like smoking hippie weed and avoiding processed foods. This guy's shitposting on Twitter, Andrew. This guy's memeing it up.
Why is his skin like that? It's gray. He looks gray. He looks like he's dying.
You may not like it, but this is what the
This is
alpha
peak
male.
yeah.
You know what I mean? This
I'm
is
just,
what
I guess I'm just a hater. I don't see the vision. He's going for ultimate life form, and I guess that means turning gray.
biohacker Brian Johnson makes shocking reveal about his girlfriend's vagina. Quote, top 1%. That feeling when your boyfriend advertises your pussy as so good that it becomes national news. Kate is the modern day Helen of Troy. Can you explain that one to me? What's up with Helen of Troy?
Everybody wanted to fuck Helen of Troy.
Is that real? Should we
Yeah,
want to
that
fuck Helen of
that-
Troy?
That pussy was crazy.
Normal boyfriends after sex. That was amazing. Maybe buys her flowers. Tells his friend she's smart, funny, and caring. Goes to sleep. Brian Johnson, age 48 after sex. Posts just gave Kate oral sex. Goodnight, everyone. To 1 million followers. Waits 2 minutes. Pulls up vaginal microbiome report. 100 out of 100 score. Top 1% of all vaginas. Posts the graph. Explains the dominant bacterial species in detail. Goes to sleep. One is a relationship, the other is a clinical trial. Followed by... Do you know what this is from?
Yeah, cyberpunk. No, cyber. I'm just being
Oh, it's a
silly.
bunch of different
from
clips.
Blade
Sorry, it's a
Runner.
bunch of different clips. Told my wife if she got a 92 or above on her vaginal microbiome report, I'd buy her a new mixer.
You get
I got a
them
few-
pussy numbers up, babe, and I'll get you a brand new mixer.
I got a few more good ones, but it was stuff that I retweeted rather than adding to my bookmark. So sorry, I got to scroll through my page here. Here's Asuka and Shinji. Bet your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons. Classic.
That's all. I mean, to be fair, it's a hard ass line.
That goes crazy. Have you seen Evangelion?
I haven't.
One of the most timeless tropes is unbelievably confident woman on the exterior suffers from ridiculous childhood trauma that fuels such an exterior on the interior. And so Asuka here is just timeless. Timeless. This image will be repeated with different news headlines for eternity.
Yeah.
Andrew, that's how this works. This one killed me, by the way. This has nothing to do with anything. Wait a second. Heat rises. It hits me. Heat rises. Bank teller on the phone, on the floor. What? Heat rises. I rush at the armed robber and he shoots me in the face, killing me instantly. It is unclear what my plan was.
Extremely unrelated, but that's a banger tweet. Heat rises.
The rest of you are living in the Stone Age saying shit like, yo, my girl's got the best pussy with no evidence. While the
Zero
nerds are out
evidence.
here posting data-backed pussy analytics.
That's true. I don't have actual data on my lady's pussy microbiome.
I've just been assuming people take my word for it. You know?
Yeah, I just be like, yeah, it's good.
Check it out. I got a fish tank.
Yo, that rules. What you got in there right now?
Just one shrimp. His name's
Hell
Frank.
yes. What up, Frank?
Just one shrimp. When you actually want to have fish in a system like this, you got to let it cycle for like a month or more. Make sure the
Gotcha.
plants are
That makes sense.
oxygenating. Make sure there's nutrients in it. So no real fish so far, but I got this whole hyena aesthetic with the little red pieces of rock. Hopefully the plants
Nice.
get big. It's over there bubbling away as it is. I haven't seen Frank all day. I hope he's all right.
Do you have a planned fish you're going to put in there?
I think I'm going to go. So you can do one of two things. You can either get one big fish and let the system deal with the poop of one big fish, or get a bunch of super stupid micro nano fish. And then you can have like 15 of them. But they're like pea-sized.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Probably not going to do one big fish, you know. Probably going to do a bunch of microfish.
Yeah.
But it's going to be chill. I'm going to get a webcam and make it so that when you hop in my Twitch stream, I can swap between my webcam and the fish cam.
Nice.
So we can have
Hell
a fish
yes.
break and people can just watch the fish.
That's a good one. I like that. What are those little tiny ones? I can never remember what they're
Tetras.
called, but I think, yeah, that is exactly what it is.
Tetras, yeah. They've got neon tetras.
Yeah,
What I was
the little
thinking of-
neon tetras. Those things are cool because yeah, you get like 15 of them and they kind of swim in schools and it just has a
And
really
they're
cool light.
cyberpunk as fuck.
They are
actually got
cyberpunk as hell.
They got genetically bred ones that fucking glow in the dark. They got
Bro, hell
a
yes.
natural. It's not a bioluminescence because it's not luminescent, but it's a bio what's glow in the dark? Biorefractive.
Oh, is it almost kind of like what's in like the back of cat's eyes and shit? Like
not fireflies, because that's luminescent. It's like the back of cat's eyes where it's reflective. Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, because then you could put some like cool lights in there, and then them motherfuckers be flashing.
Yeah, and they're cyberpunk as fuck because they're blue and pink.
Yeah, no, I really like the colors on them.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be like another month, but rest assured, I will keep you guys updated. That's just how it is. Is that really the next story? Is Spirit Airlines going down? JP Morgan's sex scandal.
Down.
Do you want to do Scientology speedruns? Have you been seeing Scientology speedruns?
Dude, that shit was killing me.
Let's do Know Your Meme. Know Your Meme usually does a good job of pulling up the first one, right? So if you guys aren't familiar, there has been an interesting trend. Oh God, do we have to explain Scientology for this?
Do we?
So guys, if you haven't watched South Park, which is probably what everybody knows Scientology for the most part, Scientology seems to be a religion that was specifically designed in an effort to let rich and powerful people exploit the religious freedoms that are afforded through legislation. So you know how, like, you can't be prosecuted if something is a religious belief of yours?
Yeah.
You might, maybe police require you to take off your hat. Well, you can't if it's a yarmulke. Right? It require you to work on a certain day. Well, you can't if it's the Sabbath. You can't if it's a religious holiday, that sort of thing. From my understanding, Scientology is this religion that was founded relatively recently, and the entire idea is that you can buy into Scientology by donating a ton of money to the Church of Scientology, and it affords you a number of tax breaks, legal loopholes, connections to expensive and powerful people by pledging your allegiance to the Church of Scientology. In the realm of religion, it is not respected very much. It is not something that is considered philosophical. It doesn't have one of the old books, right? Muhammad and Jesus never talked about it.
Money-making scheme.
People do not take it seriously. There are a lot of memes around Tom Cruise being in the Church of Scientology. There are a number of South Park episodes completely surrounding Scientology, a lot of which are actually relatively factually accurate to what Scientologists actually believe, and the satire that South Park does is very much just exposing the ridiculousness of which Scientology takes itself seriously. Now, that's not really the important part. The important thing for you to understand is that it is some sort of Area 51 type being. And there are some buildings, I believe in New York, that are churches of Scientology. What do they do in there? Nobody knows. In fact,
money laundering.
Check me a little bit here. Where is it? Is it in Arkansas? There's like a church of Scientology that is basically an entire town of people that are Scientologists. And police
don't remember.
Police are not allowed to go there. No police reports, no
what do you mean census? No police are allowed to go there?
Like nobody.
I don't think that's allowed. I don't think any other religion gets that.
They're not. They don't go there. They don't go there. No police calls. Nobody does routine checkups there. Police don't make rounds there. Nobody delivers Uber Eats there. Census reports don't go there, and it's just all kept culty, hush hush, what have you. Right. So there's this big area. First of all, I know all of this is wrong, okay? I'm just doing my best not to have to Google every other sentence. Shut up, chatter, okay?
Yeah.
It's a very conspiratorial Area 51 type vibe where nobody really understands what goes on in the inner workings of the Church of Scientology. And so, one thing that went viral was an individual who went into the Scientology Center, yells about Scientology being a cult before being kicked out, garnering over 6.1 million views, as reported by knowyourmeme.com here. I'm going to make sure I'm sharing audio. Here we go, Andrew. Video unavailable. Well, maybe you should make it available.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the next day, the same TikToker uploaded a second video doing the same thing, this time filming a friend running into the building, garnering over 43 million views in 2 weeks. Video unavailable. The Scientology building speedrun trend continued to spread until April 2026 as more people joined in. On April 4th, the same TikToker posted another video. You want to take a quick guess of what's going to happen when I click this play button, Andrew?
I'm so ready. There it is.
Okay, so if I go to TikTok and shut up. If I go to TikTok and I search Scientology, surely I'll find a re-upload, right?
More than likely. There's no way they were able to completely shut it down.
All right. Well, anyway,
Yeah, You'll never dampen the adventurer's
Okay, here's
spirit.
here's a top 5 Scientology speedruns. Let's try this.
Perfect.
So this is a bunch of kids that are running into a Scientology building. They're calling it a speed run, where they're trying to do their best just to get as deep into the building as possible. And obviously, since they're just running in, not checking in, not asking questions, they're immediately trying to get kicked out by the people who work there.
Yeah.
Air horns is crazy. They're getting pretty deep, Andrew.
Yeah, this is actually a really deep run.
Why are you going to the exit? Ah, boys, come on. Oh,
They got trapped.
Why would you try to stop them physically? Well, I guess if they turned around from there, they'd be heading towards the exit. So maybe this guy's got the right idea. My apologies. I'm too quick to hate, Andrew. We're too quick to hate for being the Joe Rogan of the left.
Yeah, no, we got to control that.
Get out! Just get out! Just get out! Thank you! Go! Get out! Go!
Number 4 got
I
very
love
deep
that
into
there's
it.
there's really not any legal consequences for this.
Yeah, aren't they? Is it a public building, or is this
I'm
considered
pretty sure.
Well, it's a church, right? Isn't that the whole point? Shouldn't that be how it's classified?
I actually don't know. Hang on.
What's funny is you could unironically probably get deeper into this by just dressing in a suit and not making a fuss, and instead just walking through like you know what you're doing. You know, they're working against their goal of trying to get as deep as possible by bringing in air horns and covering their faces, right?
Oh, are you talking about Clearwater
Maybe.
as the Scientology place? I found
Give me a rundown,
something on
Andrew.
r/is it illegal on the Scientology speedruns. Someone
Hit me
said if
with
you
it.
live in Clearwater, do not even consider doing this. Scientology effectively runs the Clearwater Police Department and the courts. You will end up with multiple serious charges for things that you didn't even do, and you will be found guilty for all of them.
North Korea.
Jesus.
North Korea. Chat, if you want to see a North Korea episode, 1 like on this video, and the next episode we'll be talking about North Korea.
Exclusive, and its ties to Scientology.
Yeah, so it's like this entire, they've got like a whole area where they can basically operate free will, and people are under the impression that it's so that they can like excommunicate or execute people who don't buy into Scientology. It's a whole conspiratorial thing, and it's for that reason that anybody gives a shit about these Scientology speedruns, because it's like, well, nobody really knows anything. And so, you know, now the kids have discovered that they've got this fucking base. They fucked up trying to Naruto run into Area 51. This is their opportunity to make up for that, you know?
Dude, so I'm reading some more stuff here. It's, at most, you'll probably get like trespassing if you get caught. They're saying less than the actual charges, though. Like, if any of them actually get caught, like, and the church or whatever building knows the name of them, they're up against one of the, quote, most pernicious legal teams on the planet. They'll never have any rest again. Scientology is infamous for its decades of litigation for even minor offenses. And someone replied to that, former girlfriend's roommate wrote an article critical of Scientology in their college newspaper. It's a CT college that does a lot of polling. The cops were at her house twice a month looking for a, quote, kid that was seen being dragged inside. This happened regularly until they moved. Cops come in, look around, no kid, but we got a call. The harassment is beyond civil or legal. So they'll just, like, harass you for the end of time if you get caught.
My understanding is that whole litigious behavior is the reason that so many people are hush-hush about Scientology in Hollywood. Is because they feel like even if they talk shit, you know, they might not get a job on a show. They might not get hired. They might not get casted for something because it's like the Scientology people might start harassing. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking insane. I probably should just nuke Clearwater.
I mean, listen, I don't want to say
That's my
no,
opinion.
but like,
I'm just, spitballing.
what are they doing in there? What are they doing in there? You know,
Yeah.
They should have to reveal what they're doing in there.
They should. You should have to tell us, and it's probably Epstein related. If I had to take a guess, probably Epstein related. I don't really see any other thing that it could possibly be.
Let's
My
see if
guess
we
is
can-
Epstein. Send the nuke, Donald.
Listen, that's what all these kids are doing. They're trying to get to the bottom of this. These guys got very deep into it.
These are our
Rose.
journalistic heroes of today.
This is the Andrew Callahan if he was good. That was a strong juke. That was a strong juke. He
I've seen
almost
some.
airstrafed him.
Yeah, that was almost a full euro around him.
Okay, I'll leave.
Yeah, good job catching the easy one with the camera. What about the other kid?
Zeno.
Subway surfers.
Xenu! Where are you, Xenu?
Is Xenu like a passcode that's supposed to let them let
I
you
think
get deeper
Xenu's
into
the
it?
god.
Oh shit, they have a god?
Yeah, I think Xenu's like the big lizard god or whatever the fuck they have as their deity.
Bro was screaming.
Oh, I'm in Scientology! We're in Scientology! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out, bro! It's a cult! Get out! Get out! Get out! Oh, Whoa, don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Screaming.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Let's go! Let's go!
It's crazy that these guys know the route. They're just going down the left stairs and immediately hitting the exit.
Yeah, dude, everyone's studying the speedrun strats. Yo, what a dive!
This one's
Oh,
called
I think
Bro
he
Got
got
into the
snagged.
meeting room.
Wallahi.
Wallahi. It's the same guy. This is this guy's job day in and day out.
This
it's
dude's
just to
gotta
do
be
this.
so over it.
It's
But
just
honestly, fuck
Boys.
that guy.
You know, how much do you think they pay the arm raise guy?
Please stop. Please stop getting into my building.
Where's Zeno?
He made it into the secret room. Oh, he said Xenu's not here.
Okay, I'll
Why are we blurring this part out?
go on the other one.
It's the top secret lunch room.
So there's a number of developments with this that have become ever so slightly
Oh, hang
more
on one second.
ridiculous.
I can hear you. Keep talking.
Yeah, go for it.
Alrighty. Want to make sure the dog didn't keep.
So this is Scientology Speedrun Advanced. This is a new category for the speedruns, a challenge run where you try to do it with 20 Christian dwarves.
I saw this a bit of this one, and I really liked the added challenge.
You are 3 times as loud as you were a second ago.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like significantly louder. Did you hit something?
No, I didn't hit anything.
And we'll just run with it. And
What
I
the
haven't
hell?
seen. I added this to my bookmarks. I haven't watched this video yet. What is this? Wait, what did that sign say? Xenu, show yourself. Shannon, can I crack? Scientology hates, and I can't read that loud. Xenu, show yourself. Shannon, can I crack?
Who's Shannon?
Release the files. Holy shit. Oh my god, they have a congregational hall? Now here's the thing, these dwarves have gotten twice as far as the kids, but they're half as tall, so it's the same amount of progress. Now you would think this is the most ridiculous one. Surely this is the most ridiculous one. What if I told you that it wasn't? What if I told you somebody recreated this
Tonight we meet Tom.
Oh my god.
dressed as Gru from Despicable You with a bunch of bananas? I do feel like the fact that they've imagine the dwarves were dressed as minions, you know?
See, now that would have been really big brain in it.
Feels like a missed opportunity.
All right, here we go. Hello, we are here to meet Tom.
They're already posted up.
Are they not even going to get into the building? I don't have high hopes for this since they're blocking them with
Bro, they
bikes and
can't
shit.
stop them all. You just gotta, give them the wall.
Curse you,
No.
Shannon. Okay, maybe this will change your mind. Voila! Feast your eyes upon push-ups. Go, go!
I
If
mean,
you let us meet Tom Cruise, you can do whatever you want with this one. Everybody beg!
this sucks.
Dude, I can't even get
Well, like-
3 of my friends to hop on to play League at the same hour. And these
Yeah.
idiots have orchestrated this much dedication to the bit?
Yeah, this. I mean, like on an objective level, this sucks. The only thing that's making me giggle is the fact that the Scientologists are the ones that have to put up with it. Because it's like, bro, what are you do? What is your life looking like? Where you're like, yeah, I've got time to dress up as Gru and 23 other people as minions to go do push-ups in front of the Scientology building.
The Scientology buildings have started removing the door handles from the front of their buildings' doors in order to dissuade people. Now, if you want to get into the Scientology building, you have to bring a comically large magnet, like in Wile E. Coyote.
Time to
in
bust
order
out
to
the
even-
battering rams, boys.
in an effort to even open the doors. I would argue we've learned nothing. I would argue we haven't become any more enlightened about Scientology. How do you feel, Andrew?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the most we can say is that we have a deeper look at the inner vibe of Scientology buildings,
A little bit.
but I don't think we've really discovered much of substance.
They gotta do this outside of Clearwater. You're right. They gotta do this outside of Clearwater.
Yeah.
Last story,
Yeah.
Andrew. Last story. Spirit Halloween. What? Spirit Airlines is dead, Jim.
Yeah,
Is
no,
dead. Where
it's
were you
done.
when Spirit Airlines die? I was at home microwaving chicken pot pie.
I was in the car.
James
and
Miller
I
called me,
scrolled past it.
said Spirit is kill. No. If you guys don't know what Spirit Airlines is, you're probably European, in which case you can compare it to like Ryanair.
Or
It is
middle or upper class.
right. Spirit Airlines is now, to just say that it's a budget airline would be underselling it, wouldn't it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Just saying that it's a budget airline would be, I did not spell that right, would be
It's a
underselling.
gambling airline.
Spirit Airlines is the absolute cheapest airline you can fly on in 4 different ways. A, it is the cheapest. The purpose of it is for budget air travel. You want to go somewhere, you don't give a shit about your quality of life or if you even make it there alive,
Yeah.
you fly Spirit. Spirit charges you probably half the price of what any major airline's ticket would cost you. But then they nickel and dime you on any bag, if you want preferential seating, if you don't want to have to push the plane to get it started along with everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
The issue
Which
with
is a
Spirit,
classic. It is fun being on a United flight and seeing all of the Spirit passengers pushing the plane to jumpstart the engine.
It is with great disappointment that Spirit Airlines has started winding down its global operations, at Spirit Airlines posts on Twitter. Effective immediately, all flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. This is effective immediately, meaning there are actually some people who have taken a Spirit Airline flight to somewhere and now do not have a Spirit Airlines flight to bring them back. Not only that, some people have been showing up at the airports with tickets for a flight that no longer exists. They're showing up to booths and nobody's at the booth. Andrew.
Nobody's there. They're just handing their tickets to nobody.
While we are
That
not able to
sucks.
help you rebook your flight on another airline, we will automatically process refunds. We are proud of the impact our ultra low cost model on the industry for the last 33 years and hope to serve our guests for many years to come. Spirit Airlines is not so much defined by the fact that it's low budget airfare, right? A flight can only be so bad before you start. It's still a flight. You
Yeah.
still get a seatbelt. They will still take you to where you need to go. They have never had a major crash of any sort in
That's
all
true.
33. You are completely safe from the plane. The issue with Spirit Airlines, much like the issue with a free public water park, is not the quality of the water park. It's the quality of the people that you have to bump shoulders with because you decided to go to the water park.
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines is not defined by the airlines themselves, but rather by the clientele. If you are
The
somebody who
vibe.
cares so little about your life or your time that you're willing to fly Spirit, it results in a certain vibe. Best exemplified by this tweet titled, "Rest in peace, Spirit Airlines. Here's to some of your greatest hits." Let's just watch this quick 30-second, shall we,
Let's
Andrew?
let it run.
God, it's loud.
I love you, Spirit Airlines. I'll miss you. Holy shit. Oh my god. Bottoms up on the, was that Don Julio?
That was a small bottle of Patron, the Patron Silver. Here's
Oh man.
Here's one of my favorite tweets from the situation that I hope perfectly exemplifies what Spirit Airlines is for people who don't understand. Sorry, I saw the tweet about the heat rises thing again. Hello, at Spirit Airlines. I was going on vacation, but my flight got canceled. Please let me know if I can get a refund on my Carnival tickets, my rented Nissan Altima, my prepaid meals at Red Lobster, and my tickets to Six Flags.
Damn. That fucking sucks.
Even before Spirit Airlines is kill, I would get this conversation a lot. My wife will want to go to VidCon. My wife will want to go to Florida, and she'll be like, "Do you want to fly Spirit?" And I'll reply with something to the tune of, "I'll see you when you get back."
Yeah.
is basically my response.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I got nothing. I was just going to keep ragging on Spirit Airlines.
I've flown, to my memory, I don't remember the ones from when I was really little, flying from Alaska to Virginia to visit or whatever, but the one time I do remember flying Spirit was the summer in between 9th and 10th grade, and I was on a missions trip to Mexico with my church.
Andrew's got a big church backstory that we've never talked about, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I do have a massive Christian conservative upbringing. I guess people probably got a hint of it in the bonus with the fact that I went to Liberty, but...
There's a bonus episode for every one of these episodes. We'll make sure we fit in some Andrew backstory on the next one. But go on.
Nothing
Flew
really...
Spirit to Mexico.
Yeah, nothing really of note happened. It was all pretty good, except on, I think it was the way back when we landed... Or maybe it was on when we landed in San Diego. The pilot hopped on, just to do like his little, thank you, and just like
say hello to everyone.
Spirit.
Exactly.
I'm future business.
And everyone laughed, and then we got off the plane. That's kind of the vibe of Spirit.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what you got, what you're dealing with. But, like we said, no plane crashes.
My concern,
which is more than can be said for several other more expensive airlines.
The older I get, the more of a distaste I have. Here's the thing. It feels very rich of me to say this. It feels very blue-collar, white-collar of me to say this, right? It's like, have you heard of the Costco effect? The fact that, some people pay for a Costco membership not because they actually benefit from the big family bundles of food, but rather because they enjoy the shopping experience of knowing that you don't have randoms without a purpose walking through the aisles.
Oh, gotcha.
Right, Costco, because you have to pay $60 a month to even step foot in the building, results in, you don't have a bunch of people who are nickel and diming you or taking up the checkout lines with stupid fucking questions. Old Aunt Betty isn't asking for 5 cents off of their peaches because it's cheaper. And, you don't have big rolls of coupons, whatever it is. I never really considered myself that rich of blood to have that sort of taste. One thing that I did realize that I had a preference for is I loved shopping when it was raining. People would always give me shit for it. They'd be like, Smet, why do you leave the house? It's raining out. Sometimes people at the stores, they'd be like, man, you really made it in the rain, right? And I'd be like, yeah, it's the fucking best. Because the store's not full of people who have no fucking purpose walking around like a chicken without their fucking head on. The only people who leave their house to go do their grocery shopping, to head to Micro Center, pick up a new graphics card, to go get a new fucking button-up t-shirt for their episode of the podcast that day, people, when it's raining, they're leaving the house because they got a purpose. Nobody's doing it for no fucking reason. Meanwhile, you end up behind line at somebody who's just chatting up shit because it's the one time he gets to talk to somebody in public. Suddenly, my fucking errands take half an hour longer because fucking Jim Bob over here is trying to make friends with the cute cashier with the septum piercing. You know?
Yeah, and it's like, Jim Bob, come on, bro. I've got things to record. I've got meals to eat.
Spirit Airlines has been the butt of jokes even well before this. You know,
Yeah.
even well before this, people have made jokes about the quality of the clientele that go on Spirit Airlines. I'm gonna Google Spirit Airlines jokes, and I'm gonna read some of my favorites out to you to see if I can find some good one. Hot take: Spirit Airlines jokes aren't it. That's kind of the opposite of
That's
what I want.
not really the vibe we were going for.
Guys, come on, give me some A material. I need it for my
Come
podcast.
on, guys. Be funny.
It's everybody defending why Spirit Airlines should exist.
Which they are
It's
correct to do.
It is mainly stuff like that that's like, you know, Spirit Airlines is great until you have to get out of your seat and help push the plane to get it started.
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines is great until you realize the flotation device is just stretch your legs, kick and paddle,
Yeah.
you know. That's kind of the big issue. The big issue is that when you end up with an airline full of people who are booking the absolute cheapest airline possible, you don't buy a flight that you're going to be able to sleep on. You don't
Yeah.
buy a flight that you're going to be able to just play video games and forget that you're on an airline. People are drunk as fuck. People are busting over. Like, you ever have somebody pull out like a little plastic bag of like processed cheese, sandwich meat, and that's their like airline food and snacks? I had a lady next to me on a Spirit flight that was coming back from Florida, 3.5 hour flight, 3 hour flight back from Florida up to here in Virginia. The lady walked by and was like, "Do you guys want anything to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, can I have a Coke?" And she was like, "We're out of Coke. We have ginger ale." And I was like, I couldn't make fun of Spirit Airlines for this, but honestly, ginger ale is the superior airline drink anyway. The bubbles are excellent. The lady next to me goes, "Could I just have a Sprite?" She goes, "Sure." Gives her a Sprite. She goes, "Could I have 4 cups?" And she goes, "Yeah." Cracks her Sprite, pours it evenly into these 4 things, pulls, I don't know, vodka, Beefeater, like a heavy gin out of her jacket pocket, 4 separate drinks, and just nails the first one and just like babysits the rest of them. We haven't taken off yet, Andrew. And they're going to make her pull up her plastic tray before we do. So this
She's
bitch is ready to
pre-gaming.
down 4 straight drinks before the pilot starts telling us to put our seatbelts on. She didn't even pour 4 drinks for the flight. She's pre-gaming the runway. That is
That's
crazy.
incredible. And that's what you get when you... This is why Spirit Airlines deserves to be alive. Where will the flight stories go? You're not going to get that on United.
I can't speak to the quality of this, but it's on iFunny, and it seems to be a Instagram reel titled "When You Fly on a Budget Airline."
Woo! Sorry, my boys. Who that new budget airline? Snorkel. What the hell happened to you? Yeah, they overbooked the flight, so I had to do a snorkel cage match for a seat. Let's just say 7-year-old Casey here visiting her grandma this weekend. What are you guys thinking for dinner?
I did Delta in-flight meals. Not good.
Yeah, Snargle's in-flight meal was just a big pot of stew they passed back. By the time we made it back,
What the fuck is Snargle, dude?
we hit in the
I
club
like
tonight.
Snargle as a flight.
Yeah, kind of met
It's an
this girl on
airline.
my layover in Pyongyang. Layover in Pyongyang?
Layover to Pyongyang is sick.
Do you want to go clubbing? Nah, I actually met a girl in my layover at Pyongyang.
She was bad as hell.
That's crazy.
Vegas ain't seen a group of
I'm not watching through it twice, boys. You fucking dickhead. Why would you refresh like that? Oh, I wish I had a long list of Spirit Airlines jokes. That would have been the best, man. I did see it was a real air traffic controller radio conversation where somebody was like, air traffic control, this is Spirit Flight 1337. And they were like, go ahead, 1337. And he was like, we're going to have to taxi into our runway a little bit early here. We got a fist fight breaking out in the cabin. And he was like, in the cabin? They were like, go out. They were like, go on 117. They were like, yeah, we're just going to have to taxi in as quick as possible. It's nothing serious. Nothing's broken into the cockpit. Our flight attendants are doing fine. But yeah, it's maybe 3 or 4 guys just throwing hands back there. Just Spirit 117, you guys got room for one more? Yeah, come on back. Yeah, have some fun. Throw a couple kicks.
Yeah, we just had 3 seats open up.
I remember one time I flew Spirit and there was a medical emergency, and the flight attendants asked if there was a doctor aboard, and this old man woke up from a nap and said, "Ain't no fucking doctors flying Spirit, dumbass." Spirit Airlines installs ejection seats for toddlers who take off their masks.
Oh, a COVID joke. Nice.
Was that a COVID joke? Oh, I thought they meant the masks that break down. When Spirit Airlines lets you go to...
COVID joke.
I think my favorite part of every flight is during takeoff when the pilot screams, "Bend to my will, metal Skybird, and take us to the big blueness." And all the passengers chant, "Skybird, Skybird," to convince the plane to take off. Is that a thing that happens? I've never done that.
Yeah. No, we did that on the Mexico trip now that you mention it. Although when we were... No, because we never flew into Mexico, so we didn't have to do the Spanish version.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cancel my Spirit airline ticket, one guy Googles. And Google AI responds, "Changes can be made up to an hour before scheduled departure. Some guests are eligible for changes or cancellations at no cost. If you cancel your reservation outside of 24 hours from booking, or it is less than 7 days before you transfer..." Oh, this isn't a meme. This is just somebody took a screenshot of canceling the Spirit Air. What the fuck?
Sick. Thank you
I
for
read
the
that
information.
thinking there was going to be a punchline. I guess not. Well, that's...
Rest in peace, Spirit Airlines. We loved you.
When you push her around, what do you think?
Feel better now.
Here's the: if Spirit Airlines was actually cheap, I wouldn't clown on it as much. You know, but I feel like
airlines are expensive no matter what.
I'm gonna do what do people use? Kayak? Oh, I'm not even gonna be able to do this because Spirit doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, it's done. They don't got prices up or nothing.
Listen, you can fly, like, excluding Delta, which is like what celebrities fly. United, JetBlue, all the other ones is like, you know, maybe a flight will cost you $230 round trip, and you might have to pay an extra $30 for either luggage or picking your seat, and then taxes. You're looking at, let's say, a $300 ticket. A Spirit flight will be like $90.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to pay some random $15 ticket master charge, and then $20 to pick your seat, blah, 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 whatever. It'll end up being like $150. It can be like half the price. It can be. But it's like, trust me when I say that you could not spend $150 for more comfort. If you spent $150 to get your dick sucked by Sydney Sweeney, in the middle of that blowjob, you would be like, man, this is almost as good as that time I didn't fly Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
That's how significant it is. All right, that's all I got. Any exiting thoughts, Andrew? You think we got a Scientology building near us that we could go to?
I actually don't know if there's... Hang on, well, let's see. Is there one in Virginia?
I'm scared. Spirit Halloween could take over Spirit Airlines.
The Church of Scientology operates a mission in Northern Virginia, specifically the Church of Scientology mission of Alexandria. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh
I
my
was like,
God,
if it's going to be
one
somewhere, it's going to be
town over.
fucking Alexandria.
I'll see if I can take a selfie in front of it without them getting mad.
Next time I'm in Virginia, we'll go raid it.
Hell yeah. Only available on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of yet another episode of the SHPODcast. Remember to like
Thank
it,
you.
add it to your favorites, rate it 5 stars if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or what have you. Bonus
Hit the hype
episodes.
button.
Bonus episodes for every episode that you see on YouTube. There's always at least an extra half hour of me and Andrew chatting about something else available on Patreon. You can subscribe for only $5 a month. Get you a bunch of bonus episodes as well as a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, as well as an online course on how to become a YouTuber and a bunch of other things alongside that. I thank you guys so much for joining us, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Spisu!
There is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock. You need horse cock, of course cock. Grab the lube and